my H-Cunicorns, H-Cucumbers, H-Cupids, H-Cuberts, Mario and H-Q-EGs, H-Cuba-Gooding Juniors, H-Culinary Delights, H-Cubist Painters, H-Cuniversal Life Church Ministers, Drops of H-Cupiter, H-Cuniversity of California at Santa H. Cruz Banana Slugs. 30 days has September, and today is the 30th day of September 2018. You told me to wake you up when September ends, so wake up, grab a bunch of my little makeup, honey, what is going to check up? Why did you get on the table? What you want to do? Chop HQE for your Sunday night. We did it, guys. Summer became fall. The planet continues to rotate on its axis and orbit the sun. Drake and Migos continue to tour. Kanye continues to embarrass himself. And the Jets continue to lose. Yes, I get to channel all my frustration from the Mets into the Jets. But we survived another month on God's green earth, y'all, and it was a wild one. Full of skis with PJ, Bernie, and Squee, workouts with Tobin, weekends in Connecticut with Grammy, screenings of Grease 2 and Rocky 3, and quizzing. A whole lot of quizzing. We had thousands of new winners this month, gave out hundreds of thousands of dollars. We featured special guests like Stacey London, Gordon Ramsay, and Kevin Hart, who has the #1 movie in America right now. You're welcome. And through it all, I was joined by the millions and millions of you HQties for the biggest, baddest, and bougiest live mobile game show in human history. HQ! Happy Quinceañera! And I'm your host, Dan Quisenberry, HQ Leo Franco, Jason Quisringhausen, Anthony Quizzo, HQE Severino, Corey H. Cuber, Jose Al H. Cuve, Scott Rogowski, live on this final day of the baseball regular season, saying sayonara to my captain, David Wright, and saying play ball to over 500,000 of you live around the world right now, including Big Daddy Brown, Richard Siegel, R.D. Choir Girl, Funkle Robin, the Coaster Bros, Abby with a birthday, Mr. Rollins having a birthday weekend, and hello Travis and your wife Cara Lee, who gave birth to a little cutie yesterday. Little H cutie, there's a new one in the world, Mazel. And they say never miss a Sunday show, and you made the right call tuning in tonight, because we got a live one, folks. I'm asking a flopping 15 questions, and if you answer them all, you're going to be mightily rewarded in the form of U.S. legal tender. Our jackpot tonight is 25,000 Dodger dogs, 25,000 Detroiters, $25,000. You can fly to L.A. and see me live at Dynasty Typewriter on Tuesday. Yeah, with Nick Swartzen and Rob Corddry. If you live in L.A., you should be there, but if you fly there, I'll give you a free ticket. Some housekeeping. Make sure you're charged up. My face has a tendency to drain batteries. That chat is swipe awayable. It is a distraction. It is a disgrace. You simply don't need it. Swipe it and it's gone. Do you have an extra life ready tonight? Remember, extra lives can help you stay in the game if you get a question wrong. You can get them by referring your friends or playing 5 days in a row. Extra lives, good to have one. You all have at least one life to live tonight, and I've got all my love to give tonight. So what do you say, you, me, and your Chloe glasses, go somewhere private where we can discuss questions. Let's get down to our filthy quizness. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and do the damn thing. We're getting the show on the road at numero uno. Which of these places have humans traveled to by rocket ship? Sun, moon, or black hole? Black hole, sun, won't you come? Homo sapiens have devised ways to send unmanned probes all over the solar system and beyond, but despite what you learn from the movies, humans have never made it farther from Earth than the dark side of the moon. Moon, 505,289 Mooninites, HQnatics on the grass and in my head for Q2. But before I get there, do you like sports? Do ya? We do sports at HQ every Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. with the great Gambino, Lauren Gambino. So tune in for HQ Sports, all right? Back to this one, HQ2. And on the periodic table, the letter C is the chemical symbol for what? Carbon, Lisbon, or bonbon. And you'll be shaking your bonbon. You could be on your way to booking a ticket to Lisbon, Portugal, with your winnings if you picked carbon. Carbon, the inanimate carbon rod, one of the earliest known elements to man. 500,053. Well, this one was easy as ABC for you. We'll be seeing you at Q3, but before we get there, tomorrow night is Monday, and on HQ that means Music Monday. Music Monday, and tomorrow that means we're doing boy bands, a boy band themed edition of Music Monday on HQ. Backstreet's back. Will you be back for that one? Q3. In the human body, the lumbar region is located where? Lower back, middle thighs, or upper arms. The lumbar, a common place for people to have pain or problems, treatable with yoga and foam rolling. This question brought to you by Big Foam. It refers to the lower part of your spine, which is, you guessed it, in the lower back, specifically the 5 vertebrae between the ribcage and the pelvis. 475,765, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. For Q4, the term Hellenic refers to a person or thing from what country? Greece, Canada, or Germany? Hellenic. Lots of European countries have names for themselves going back to Roman occupation, like Hibernia for Ireland. However, this country actually calls itself Elliniki Demokratia, the Hellenic Republic of Greece. Greece is the word at Q4, 387,899. Joining the Pan-Hellenic Conference at Q5. Which of these places was visited by Christopher Columbus? Massachusetts, Bahamas, or Florida? Florida. You know the guy at work who gets credit for things he didn't do? Columbus is the patron saint of that guy. He never stepped foot in what is now called the United States. He in fact landed on the island of Hispaniola and the Bahamas roughly 500 years after Leif Erikson touched down in Canada. So Leif beat him to it. But in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and 236,045 of you are sailing on to Q6. We did lose about 140,000 of you there. Ouchie, wowie, Q6, you sunk. Which of these classic 80s movies spawned a theatrically released sequel? E.T., Gremlins, or The Goonies? Some sequels, as you well know, they can slip by with minimal fanfare, but there's never been a better time to rediscover 1990's loopy live-action cartoon featuring a power-mad industrialist based in part on Donald Trump. His name's Daniel Clamp. Gremlins! Gremlins 2, The New Batch. That's the sequel. 171,021 of you asking, can we put the Hulkster in it? Yeah, watch that Key and Peele sketch too. Hilarious. Q7. By definition, which of these wools can only come from a goat? Cashmere, Angora, or Merino? You want a googly-eyed gremlin? We're doing it. Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. And merino wool generally comes from sheep. Angora wool comes from the Angora rabbit. Angora goats make mohair, but soft, fancy cashmere wool, by definition, comes from the coat of the cashmere goat. Cashmere outside, how about that? Cashmere is your answer. Cashmere, 54,495, surviving a slightly savage question there. Brutal question at Q7. Q8, what is the distinctive featured ingredient in traditional shoe-fly pie? Pumpkin, apples, or molasses? Better a burst stomach than wasted food, as an old Pennsylvania Dutch saying. Shout out my Pennsylvania Dutch HQDs. Well, what? And a burst stomach is what you'll get if you OD on this crumb-top cakey pie that goes great with a strong cup of black coffee. It got its name from the shoe-fly brand of molasses, which is the primary ingredient. Shoe-fly, don't bother me, and don't bother the 63,569 of you who got that one right. Buzzing on to Q9. Which artist's work can you see at New York City's MoMA? Van Gogh, Michelangelo, or Rembrandt? Van Gogh, if you want to get real Dutchy about it, past the Dutchy on the left-hand side. Couple of steps to solving this one. You have to know what MoMA means. The Museum of Modern Art. And that modern art, well, that begins around the 1860s. So once you got that figured out, you got to know the only one of these guys who was alive and painting in the 19th century was Vincent van Gogh. Van Gogh, 34,849 are going to Q10. Lend me your ears at Q10. Which of these is not a prestigious award for children's books? Newbery, Springbok, or Caldecott? Kidlit? Any Kidlit fans out there? There are awards named for everyone for children's literature, from like Mark Twain to Coretta Scott King. And the names of an early American publisher and illustrator live on through the American Library Association's Newbery and Caldecott medals. But the Springbok, well, that's just an antelope found in South Africa. 31,435, putting the pedal to the metal. For Q11, which is a term for the bottom bone in a horse's leg? Coffin bone, floor bone, or stilt bone? If horses had a song like the one we have for, knee bones connected to the thigh bone, it would go something like, the short pastern bone is connected to the coffin bone, or the distal phalanx. It's like a horse's fingertip down in the hoof there. Look at that. It behooves you to know coffin bone at Q11. 16,511 of you knew that one. Cough twice at Q12 right now. Usually the final question, not tonight. Q12. Which of these artists has an album with the longest title? 9 Inch Nails, the Wu-Tang Clan, or Fiona Apple? You joining the HQ Tank clan tonight? We got host face Quizza, Ray Quiz the chef. Tonight, When the Pawn. When the Pawn. That's the shortened version of this album title. But when the pawn hits the conflicts, he thinks like a king. What he knows throws the blows when he goes to the fight, and he'll win the whole thing before he enters the ring. Plus another 56 words after that is the full title of Fiona Apple's 1999 offering. Fiona Apple is your answer. 9,127 of you. You don't need a good defense. You got an offense going tonight. Fiona Apple, been listening to her a lot lately. So good. The apple does not fall far from the tree at Q13. Which hybrid sport combining two games has competitive leagues in Europe and Asia? Frisbee polo, poker golf, or chess boxing? And if you're a fan of my earlier oeuvre, my work before HQ, maybe you know this one. I did a report on this sport in the UK. Athletes have enough problems without worrying about spectators thinking they're watching a comedy sketch, but that's kind of how it appears when two competitors enter the ring and vie until one is either knocked out or checkmated in chess boxing. Yes, it is real and it is spectacular. 6,309 still standing up against the rope. You got two more questions, two away from $25,000. Get hype, get up for the penultimate question, Q14. The top-level domain .tv originates from a nation located where? Africa, Polynesia, or Europe? .tv. Have you used any .tv sites lately? You watch TV lately? I haven't. I'm watching my phone these days, like you are right now. Any web page related to TV is a candidate for this domain suffix, and this nation is small enough that domain royalties are a significant percentage of their revenue. Tech dollars are flowing through this sunny, far-flung island nation of Tuvalu. Out in Polynesia. Polynesia is your answer. 5,795. Polly, want a cracker? Polly want Q15. 5,795 of you want Q15, the final round. It all boils down to this $25,000 prize. You can book a flight to Tuvalu. Get there quickly. Climate change is also real and not spectacular, and it's going to sink Tuvalu. They're going to be underwater very soon, so we pray for you, Polynesia. But Q15 right now, head in the game for the final round. In the series finale, which of these classic TV shows was not revealed to be a fantasy? Mork and Mindy, Newhart, or Saint Elsewhere? A lot of TV fans in the game tonight, maybe. We had our big Emmy game earlier this month. Gave it $100K in that game. We gave $100,000 to one guy. Brian, what up, Brian? You playing again tonight? You don't need to play anymore. You won $100,000. Q15. In the words of Biggie Smalls, it was all a dream. Or was it? Saint Elsewhere revealed its medical dramas took place in a boy's mind. Newhart turned out to be a figment, fittingly, of the Bob Newhart Show. But despite its fantastical, extraterrestrial plot and premise, Mork and Mindy was real in the sense of television, and 3,839 are really winners tonight, baby! 38-31 under the gun. Nanu. You just split $25,000 and you retain bragging rights for life. Big ups to all of you. Loudmouth Lee and OGH Cutie back in the winner's circle tonight. Good to see you again. $6.53 going to him. $6.52 going to XWY Not EHS 3000 Phoenix EMP. Taco Man 102. John Jerk J to 23 Squirrels. Nice job, guys. You did it. You're wrapped up. September, your Sunday. Thank you for joining us tonight, this weekend, this whole month. Come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Music Mondays here at HQ. We're doing a boy band quiz. Turning up the temperature to 98 degrees. Woo, baby. And HQ Sports, remember, Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with Lauren Gambino. You have been a wonderful audience. I have been Scott Rogowski. I'm out all week. Going to be in LA on Tuesday. But we still got HQ for you, so come on back. ScottRogowski.com. Come see me live in LA. I'm going to sign off tonight saying Happy October. And I'm going to remind you guys, on this date in 1928, author, activist, and Nobel Peace Prize winner Elie Wiesel was born. If you're not familiar with Wiesel's life or his work, Google his name after you close out, Eliewiesel. His book, Night, an autobiographical account of the horror he witnessed and miraculously survived as a teenage prisoner in the Nazi concentration camps, should be required reading for every high school student. Thankfully, it already is in some schools. I leave you tonight with Wiesel's words that remain as true and relevant today as when he wrote them many years ago. Indifference to me is the epitome of evil. We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. Take a side, think higher, feel deeper, and have a good night.